Everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is the first video I'm going to be dropping, and here is the tutorial. So I used the micellar water from Blossom to first cleanse our skin. I did double cleansing actually. The first cleansing, there's always so much dirt, you'll see it on the screen. Then I go back in the second time, look at the second cleansing. Then I spray this toner from Damini. I use the TM Essential Dew Essence. Ignore my stylist at the back. I use this Dew Essence for moisturizing, just for hydration, get the under eye. I didn't use an eye cream, so I did double hydration. After moisturizing, or rather hydrating with this Dew Essence, I went in with the TM Essential Moisturizer. This moisturizer is the truth. The new formula is as in, I love it. It's so lightweight and everything about it is really perfect. My stylist kept pushing the head of the model and almost allowed me use brush to push her eyes. So I'm priming with the Mismetic Grip. This is the matte primer. I put it everywhere. This primer, you actually need to wait for it to dry, because like if it doesn't dry into the skin, this is using the beauty blender to push it into the skin more. If it doesn't dry, it starts peeling off, so you need to even use a fan to dry everything. Now I use the mattifying primer from TM Essential as well. This has to dry as well. And the foundation that you're going to use, if you use that Mismetic Grip, it has to be water based as well. I don't understand, because I think that primer is, I don't know. I did my primer spray. I used the Nia primer spray. Then I used the V-Beauty, and more. This thing they did a lot faster. But you guys should just watch. I beg. I think it's V-Beauty Mauritius and what's that brand? Maybelline foundation. I can't remember the number, but it must have been on the bottle, so you guys can just go back and check the bottle for the description, the number on the bottle. So my model, she actually has a neutral skin tone, undertone rather. She has a neutral undertone, and I just try to like balance it off together. Her face is still a bit yellow, it's still a bit warm, so I'm just going to counter that with my concealer. So now I use the same, I use V-Beauty in this part, and now I'm using the Blossom for this part. This is the shade Blossom as well. I think I overspread that one on the forehead. It's not supposed to be that much, you guys. So when blending, use the other side. I'm still using one beauty blender. I use one side for foundation, the other side for concealer, another side for contour. So I'm leaving the under eye to dry up so that it can be more tacky, and then it will give me a full coverage when I want to blend it out. So this is probably this what do they call it, this contour stick, contour, oh my god, it's a concealer in that shade. It's from Adventure. It's very thick, so I blend in sections, because it's very mattifying. That's what I mean. So you have to blend like almost immediately, or else it will dry out and it's very hard to blend. So I used blush from this Stella Cosmetic. I used the orange and that color, because the orange was going to be too orange and that one was also going to be too dark, so I had to mix it up. Guys, this is so pigmented. Like I used like very little, and look at how much it spread. Like I had to be tapping and tapping. Look at my hand. I put it on my hand before I even put it on the face. So at this time, my under eye had already set. It was a bit tacky already, like it already had full coverage rather. So look at how smooth he made it. I really like the V-Beauty concealer, and also that Blossom concealer. I'm even going to get varieties. I feel like I put too much, so now it's hard to blend it. So I just turn over to my blush part, the part I use for blush, to spread it. So now I'm using the butterscotch from Rubelite. It's also a nice setting powder, but in all honesty, I prefer my Nuban and Mirax to this, but it still works anyway. It still works. So after that, I did all my highlights. I set my highlight first, and I did my powder contour. I didn't do a cream contour for the nose, so I just used the powder contour. I used the darker shade at the top. Then when I was coming down the bridge of the nose, I used another lighter shade, just like for the bridge of the nose, like 2 shades lighter. For the nose part, the upper part, I used 3 shades lighter. If you look at the powder palette, look at the color I'm tapping. It's not even that dark, but when I put it on her skin, it's looking as if it was so dark. So then I just set the rest of her face with a powder color. Then I felt like, oh, was she not looking too white already? Then I decided to put a little yellow, a little warmth on her face. I don't think I should have done that anyway, but I retraced my steps. I'm using the CPD blush to just pop that. I didn't even have to use much, you guys. The Tyler palette, the cream contour already did like most of the job. I didn't even have to use so much of the CPD for blush. Now I'm just going to set with my Spritz On from TM Essential. I feel like most of the things I use in this video are even from TM Essential. They should pay me for this ad. Now this is the Fairer in Translucent. I'm using this to bake. So this one, as opposed to the setting, when I'm setting, I push in the product, but this one I wasn't really pushing it in. It was just like on the surface, but I pushed it in a bit anyway, because I don't always want my baking powder to just be all over the place. So I still pushed it in a bit, but not as much as when I'm setting the face. So after now, I'm about to do the brows. I put a brow gel to tame the brows, and now I'm going to draw the brows. I used I waited for it to dry actually, and I forgot to do the lip balm. Use a lip balm when I was doing the skin prep, so that's what I'm just putting. So now with my Benai Clown White, I'm doing the eyeshadow. I'm going to do a different tutorial for eyeshadow before brows, because it's like my new routine. This is a routine that I really like now. I learned it from a masterclass that I just attended, and it's been my go-to. So I'm just blending the edge of the concealers so that my eyeshadow can have a good base to sit on. And I'm using the a powder palette actually, because I don't have that brown in my eyeshadow palette. I have more just like darker brown, so I use my powder. Then I'm using this shade Chi. I used one brown for transition, then I used the darker brown for the outer V actually before going in with this shade V. It's more like a gold, I don't know the color, bronze, I think bronze. So now I'm using the e.l.f. I use a pigment that has the same color. Actually, I did low light so that you guys can see it very well, but it's like bronze, like a metallic color. You know, we're doing bridal, so I use this darker brown to just smoke the back. Hey God, English, to do a smoky something behind, so that it's more brown. It was looking too bare, so took it from bare to beauty. So now I did the under eye. Use this in tapping motion so that you don't blind somebody's child. So this is the way I do my upper liner here, especially when I want it to be thin. I just pull the eyelid a bit up and I put the product so that it won't be big. But she has a very small eye, so I needed to be very careful. So with the brown that I used lastly, I just smudged that under eye to give it another feel. So this is the perfect way to do your lashes, you guys. I put the lash glue on her lid, waited for it to get tacky. Use this cosmetic lashes. First of all, you need to check the lash that suits it before you even put glue. So this was the one that we chose, all of us. So now I'm doing the brows. I use the Adventure brow gel. At this point, the brow tamer had already dried, so it was easier for me to just draw the brows. So now this Adventure is actually my go-to. I used to use Edgar and Esther, but I just feel like these things dry up so fast, so let me use it one after the other. When this one finish, I buy another one of my Edgar and Esther. So I'm just going to fill in the front with the Davis pencil, our OG pencil, and yeah, just fill in basically, and then conceal. It's time for concealing. If you've gotten to this point and you've not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. If you are a comeback clients. Hey, well, if I come back subscriber, thank you so much for staying with us all through the years of our inconsistency. Now we are back and better, and we hope to do better on YouTube. So basically, I use like 2 shades lighter concealer to conceal the down, and then I'm going to use a foundation shade for the top of the brow actually. So you have to be very careful when doing, because we've done eyeshadow first, so you always have to be very careful when concealing. And I feel like that this method, it helps you even save product, because now you don't have to use a whole lot of products when you are concealing. So now you have to be very strategic with the way you do the top brows. Most times you don't even always have to conceal the top brow if it's already like a neat sketch. Like if you drew with if you say you draw ham where. So now I'm just mattifying all the cream base that I've done with the concealer. I'm bringing back down my contour in the nose area. So now I'm going to dust off the excess powder on the baking, what I baked. Just dust it off and push it in carefully. So yeah, literally. And then after now, I'll just set the face with my Damini spray, or fix the spray rather. This spray is evergreen. Trust me, it's not even that popular, but it is evergreen. So I'm going to do my lips with the chocolate and pepper from Adventure. It's also an Adventure product. I feel like I have too much of all these brands in one go. Sorry, at a go. So remember that when you are doing a client's lippy, don't put your applicator directly on the person's lips. Always scoop it out and place on the client or model's lip. You don't want to be transferring gems and all of that. It's 2024. Give your life a new turn, a new leaf. Be better. So I feel like this was one of my best look. I started the year on a very good note. I love this look. I don't know if it's the model or my light setup that day, but run to my Instagram at the Etiwe Diamond more. I'll put it on the screen and see the end video of this look. It was very, very beautiful. So I glossed it up. I don't know the brand of that gloss. I've had it since forever. My mother bought it and gave me probably in 2017, and I never used it. So we're going to do the highlights with this same Tehila. I'm using Milk, Fantasy and Copper. I like adding copper because I want the bronze effect. I don't just want it to be white because she's light skin. I still want the golden effect. Look at how bare, and look at what that highlight does, you guys. So with the leftover, I just did the nose, the bridge of the nose, the forehead, just with like the leftover on the brush. I don't really add more. So now I am making it dewy, and I use this Cheek Pop from TM Essential. I'm going to show it soon. It just gives it like it comes together. It's a bit oily, just comes together nicely. This is what it looks like in Trend and Win. So this hydrating mist is also from TM Essential. I don't know the name. And for my final base, I don't know what the name is, I'm using that all nighter, the baddest spray if you ask me. So I filmed this in portrait by mistake, the mascara. So yeah, this is the end of the look. I hope you guys liked it, and I hope when you recreate it, you can tag me on Instagram that you saw this look on my YouTube. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. You are the best. Bye bye.